I don't care if you believe me. I don't care if you think this is some made-up horror story meant to scare people before bed. What I saw, what I experienced was real. And I don't think I'll ever be safe again. I've always been the kind of person who pushes limits, especially when it comes to technology. The normal internet, the surface web, bored me. I wanted to see what lay beneath, in the forbidden corners of the web that normal people never dared to venture into. I had read stories, of course. Whispers about hitmen for hire, drug markets, human trafficking rings, and even secret government experiments buried deep in the dark web. Most of them sounded like bullshit. But there was one legend that always stuck with me. The Red Room. Supposedly, it was an exclusive live stream where viewers, anonymous, faceless, sick individuals, paid money to watch real people get tortured and killed in real time. Some said it was an urban legend, a creepypasta exaggerated beyond belief. Others claimed no real proof of a Red Room existed. That the technology needed to stream something like that without getting caught simply wasn't possible. I thought the same until I saw one with my own eyes. I've been exploring the dark web for about a year at this point. I knew how to navigate hidden sites, how to use Tor, and how to keep myself anonymous. I never engaged in anything illegal. I was just observing. It felt like standing at the edge of a cliff, peering down into a dark abyss. I never planned on jumping. I had a friend, Dave, who was even deeper into this stuff than I was. He was the one who introduced me to the idea of hidden forums, encrypted chat rooms, and invite-only sites. But Dave was reckless. Unlike me, he didn't just observe, he participated. He bought stolen credit cards, ordered weird shit from shady vendors, and bragged about it constantly. I always told him he was asking for trouble, but he never listened. One night, he sent me a list of onion links. "Some of these are wild," he wrote. "Try them at your own risk." Most of the links were dead ends. Some led to nonsense pages filled with garbled text and broken images. But one of them was different. It wasn't on Dave's list. I didn't recognize it. But somehow, it was already in my bookmarks. I swear to God, I hadn't saved it. The name of the link was simple: The Red Room Broadcast. I felt my stomach twist into knots. I stared at it for what felt like forever. Part of me knew I shouldn't click it. Part of me knew something was deeply, deeply wrong. But I clicked it anyway. The screen went black for a moment. Then, red text appeared. "Welcome to the Red Room Broadcast. Enter password." My breath caught in my throat. I didn't have a password. Then, without me touching the keyboard, the word guest typed itself into the password box. I felt my whole body go cold. The page refreshed. A video window appeared. There was no sound at first, just a dark, grainy room visible through a webcam. It looked like a basement, concrete walls, no windows, a single rusted metal chair in the center. A woman sat in the chair. She was bound with thick ropes, her wrists raw from struggling. Her head hung forward, long, matted hair obscuring her face. She was barely conscious, her breathing shallow and uneven. A chat window popped up beside the video. Messages flooded in, all from anonymous users. User 1098, she's still alive. Good. Bloodfeast 666. Let's start already. Me Puppet, how much to choose the tool? My stomach turned. Then movement. A figure stepped into the frame. A man, tall and lean, wearing a featureless white mask with 2 small holes for his eyes. His black hoodie and gloves made him blend into the shadows. He moved slowly, deliberately, like he was savoring every second. He was holding a rusty hacksaw. The chat exploded with excitement. User 1098, yes. Use it. Meet Puppet. Do the fingers first. Dark Prince. $500 for a scream. I wanted to close the tab, but I was paralyzed. The masked man turned to the woman, tilting his head as if reading the chat. Then he reached out, gripping her hand, spreading her fingers out against the chair's armrest. And then a loud thump. But not from the video. From inside my room. I whipped around, my breath caught in my throat. My bedroom door was closed, my window locked. There was no one there, but I could feel it. That suffocating presence. A cold wave of dread crawled up my spine. Slowly, I turned back to my screen. The masked man was no longer focused on the woman. He was staring directly at the camera. At me. No. Not at me. Through me. My mouse started moving on its own. The cursor glided over the chat window, then typed a message under a username I had never seen before. Guest user 666, I'm watching. The masked man nodded, acknowledging me. Then, a new message popped up in red text. Red Room Admin, welcome to the game, guest. We see you. My webcam light turned on. My blood went cold. They were watching me. I ripped my laptop shut and threw it across the room. My whole body shook with adrenaline and terror. I didn't sleep that night. I sat with my back against the wall, clutching a kitchen knife, waiting. Every sound made me jump. I was convinced that someone was coming for me. By morning, my laptop was still where I had thrown it. The screen was cracked, but I didn't care. I took it outside and smashed it with a hammer until it was nothing but shattered glass and broken metal. But it wasn't over. For a while, I thought I had escaped. I changed my internet setup, wiped my devices, even moved to a new apartment. I tried to forget. Then, 2 nights ago, I woke up to a notification on my new laptop. A message with no sender, no application, just text hovering on my screen. You shouldn't have left. I deleted everything, reset my system, even changed my IP. But I knew it wouldn't matter. Because last night, I woke up again. My webcam light was on. And the screen? It was showing a live feed. Not of some red room. Not of a victim. Of me, sleeping, in my own bed. I don't know what to do. But if you ever see a link appear in your bookmarks out of nowhere, don't click it. Because once you enter the red room, you never leave.